Before Caesar crossed the Rubicon, before the Republic tore itself apart, there was a war in the deserts of Africa that lit the fuse, a war against a single defiant king that forced Rome to confront its own corruption, unleashed the ambition of Gaius Marius, and forged the treachery of a young Sulla. To understand how Rome fell, you must first understand the man who held a mirror to its soul, King Jugurtha.
This Roman darkness is a fitting end, a cold echo of their hollow, venal republic. They speak of my crimes, but I only mastered the game they taught me. At Numidia, I learned Roman steel, but their true weakness was their golden, endless avarice. Their so-called honor, I found, was just another commodity to be bought and sold. My uncle Misipsa's will was a fool's final dream, an attempt to elevate pampered weakness. He tried to chain a lion with lambs, a fatal, sentimental, and naive miscalculation. Hiempsal's arrogance sealed his fate. Adherbal fled to the wolves who had raised me to Rome. I acted as a king uniting his land, not as some common, petty criminal. The Romans sent a commission, their greedy hands already open for the expected weight of gold. I did not corrupt them, I merely spoke their nation's true language of avarice. Adherbal foolishly chose war again, hiding behind the walls of Cirta like a frightened mouse. I cornered the rabbit in his burrow, enjoying the slow, inevitable tightening of my siege. Rome sent more envoys, their empty threats like buzzing flies easily brushed away with time. While their pathetic senators debated my actions, Adherbal's city and his pathetic hopes starved. When Cirta finally fell, I purged the Romans within, a necessary and bloody message. Their deaths ignited a fire in Rome's mob, forcing the Senate's reluctant venal hand. The consul Bestia arrived, his army a pretense, his true goal a profitable, quick peace. My war elephants were but a small price for the cheap purchase of a consul. Summoned to their city, I walked among them, a true king among grasping merchants. I bought their tribune's silence and dealt with my cousin's ambition in my own way. The fool Postumius then marched his legions into the desert, a lamb seeking its own slaughter. I gave him a brutal lesson in Numidian warfare, a humiliation under the unforgiving sun. Then came Metellus, a different kind of Roman wolf, one whose integrity could not be bought. Here at last was a true adversary, a challenge worthy of my own considerable skill. At the Muthul River, he tried to trap me, but I turned his own plan against him. He won the barren ground, but I won the day, his army mauled and bloody. I abandoned pitched battles, becoming a ghost in my own land, a sandstorm he could not grasp. He took my city's empty husks while my army remained, a constant sharp thorn. His lieutenant Marius, an ambitious plebeian dog, gnawed at Metellus's command from within the camp. The Romans, so proud of their republic, were always their own worst, most bitter enemies. So Marius arrived with his mob of landless paupers. His strategy no better than Metellus's was. He marched and he burned, a blunt instrument, while I danced away from his heavy blows. I turned to my father-in-law, King Bocchus, a man whose loyalty I should have questioned. He joined me against Marius, his Mauritanian horsemen swelling my own ranks for a final push. Near Cirta, we nearly had Marius, but his young quaestor, the cunning Sulla, saved him. Yet the war was at a stalemate. They could not defeat me with swords alone. So they sent the fox Sulla to my ally's court, his tongue dripping Roman poison now. Bocchus, tempted by land and favor, weighed my life against a promise from my enemies. In the end, it was not Roman valor that defeated me, but a father's simple treachery. I was a king, undone by lesser men, a pawn in their ambitious, bloody game.